Hello everybody, so today I'm going to make this lovely flower card with love card. It's using flower forming foam, which I heat activate, and I'll show you how to do the flowers as well. So I'm using the frame on the left here with two of the different leaves from this Sizzix set, and I'm using that frame there and that leaf and that leaf. I also use a strip of vellum, which is this vellum which I get on Amazon. It's Anita's plain white vellum. This paper I've cut from a 12 by 12 paper sheet, which is from Crafter's Companion, and I'm going to use this all occasions sentiments. I'm going to use the with love from it, which is a stamp. I'm going to stamp in this pebble, which is Crafter's Companion Spectrum Noir. So I cut a strip of vellum. I measure the depth of the with love, so that obviously it fits on the vellum, because I'm going to put that on the vellum. And then I put the vellum around the pattern paper, and I score on either side so that it wraps around that, and then I'll put some glue on the back so that you don't see any glue on it. And then I'll stamp the with love using the Pebble Brown Spectrum Noir. I've gone for the brown because the pattern cardstock's got browns in it. I didn't want black, I thought it was a bit too harsh, so I went with the brown. I don't have a brown stays on, and with it being on vellum I wanted it to dry. I didn't want to risk smudging it, so I decided to add some crystal clear heat embossing to help it to sort of set it and dry it. Oh, I forgot to use my anti-static bag, but that's fine. I'll get away with it this time. Just get a couple of little stranded bits off, make sure they're all off. And then I've heated my heat gun off to the side before I heat up on the vellum. You want the heat on the vellum as least as possible. And then I give that a couple of seconds to dry whilst I put my heat gun away, and then I attach it to the coloured cardstock and I put some glue at the back, just some tape, and then on the back I use some tacky glue because it's going on to a movie card mat, which is already on my card base, and then that holds the vellum in place. And then I cut two of these frames out of gold mirri, and I glue those down using the tonic glue with the glue press. They're going to frame the with love sentiment on the top there. Just do tiny little dots with the precision glue gun all the way round. I've actually cut two of these so I have them slightly different angles so they overlap each other. I think it just gives it a little, just a little bit of interest really. And then I make my flowers from this Regal Rose, which is from Crafter's Companion. I cut them out of this, it's sort of a burgundy red flower forming foam, and I'm going to use my tongs, heat tongs, and I literally just pinch the ends. So I do one side and pinch it and sort of twist it whilst it's warming, and that's just on one half of the petals, and then I do the other half and twist in the other way. And then as soon as they come off the heat, mind your fingers because it is quite hot, I just give them a little bit more of a pinch in the same direction that I had them going on the tongs, and then I'll prise the leaves apart, and they sort of hold that shape as it's cooling. Can be a little bit tricky to get the petals apart without breaking them, so you do have to take your time. And if I struggle, I get my pokey tool and just poke it, and I manage to prise them apart. And I do the same thing with all of them, and then I will get them on my sponge and just sort of press in the middle. I do that for the same for each petal. I do 3 flowers in the end, all the same size. So again, on one half of the petals, pinch and twist, the other side, pinch and twist the other way. Once they come off the heat, once I'm happy with the shape and they come off the heat, I give them the same sort of twist that they've had as they're cooling, that they've had on the tongs. Doesn't help I don't have any nails. And again, just press them in the centre. And then I layer them all up so that they're sort of twist and turned, so the petals are going different ways. So I'll fill the gaps in that are on the bottom petal with the top, the one that's going on that, and then the next one, the next one, and so on and so forth. Just twist them all around, and then I make a hole in the centre with my pokey tool, which will be for the stamens shortly, and then I will glue them together using a bit of tacky glue, just to get them holding enough for me to work with them to put the stamens in, and then I will use hot glue. And then I just off centre them again. So I've got 2 big, 2 medium and then 2 small. So it's a nice full flower. And then whilst the glue dries, I just give them all a good push on the sponge in the centre, just to give the glue some time to sort of take. And then I reinforce the hole that I've got. And then I'm going to use black stamens, which are from Crafter's Companion. If I can ever get in the pack. You don't actually see me really clearly doing this because obviously I've zoomed in so you can see what I'm doing with the flower, so I do apologise, but basically I get some stamens, fold them in half, get them as level as I can, and then I've got some I think it's florist wire. It's a really thin wire. Basically feed that through the centre of them while they're folded in half, twist it a little bit, and then I'll poke that through the hole to put the stamens in, and then I'll pull the stamens through. And that's the wire that I was talking about, so it's really thin, and you can use it a few times before it's no good. I think it's only about £1 for a pack of I don't know how many. It's only cheap, so it lasts a while. Excuse me. I didn't feel that I had quite enough stamens, so I've just added a couple more. Because obviously you add a couple more, but it actually ends up being 4 because you fold them in half, because there's one on either end. And I'm just adding until I'm happy with the amount that I've got. Some flowers I like them to be quite full, some I don't like quite so many. Depends. And then I just wrap the wire around the centre, fold them in half. Sort of hold the stamens from the top down, so I've got part of the stamens where they're sort of linked in the centre, which also holds the wire, and then feed that through the hole. Which isn't always as easy as it sounds. And then I can pull the stamens through using the wire. And then I'll pull the thin wire out, and I'll straighten it out in a minute off camera. And then I'll add some hot glue around the stamens where they're pulled through before I cut them, so that it's holding them in place. don't need too much, just enough to grab them, because obviously you'll hot glue them to the page. And then I've cut the leaves out in gold and brown. The brown I've actually coloured some cardstock so that it matches the With Love sentiment. Excuse me. I've got a scratchy throat. I hope I'm not coming down with something. Just working out where I want them. So yeah, I basically had some white cardstock and I just coloured both sides by just rubbing the ink pad along, let it dry, and then cut out the brown foliage there. And then I will stick the flowers down using the hot glue, and at the same time the hot glue that's on the base of the flowers will hold the foliage in place. And then just fluff the flowers up a little bit. I like to try to do them so that the bit that's on the base, because it's quite ugly, I tuck them together so you don't see them, and I put them in quite tight, so hopefully you don't get to see the ugly bit on the bottom, you just see the nice pretty flowers. So yeah, I hope you like the card, I hope it inspires you, hope you give it a go. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, it's all free for you, just helps my channel, shows YouTube that people like to see my videos, and it pushes them a little bit more so that people can see them. Hopefully I can inspire people. And there we have it. Hope you like it. Hope you give it a go. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye bye for now.